second half kickoff. Thus, they will be kicking now to Pitt, deep to receive, as you see Sal Janella facing the sidelines. Obviously, every nerve in the young man's body is twanging a little bit right now. Mark Selig will kick it off for Miami. Keith Tinsley and Terrell Austin are back there. It is Tinsley who wants to get the ball. He's got it at the 5. And he comes back to the 17, and he is really shut down by J.C. Penney, a running back on the special teams. All right, Janella getting his final instructions now from John Jenkins, and Mike Dickens, who are handling quarterbacks here. Jenkins, of course, the run-and-shoot man who was in the USFL before coming back to college. And Janella out of San Mateo, California, steps in there to lead the Panthers, and they will stay in that run-and-shoot. The running backs, as they're set right now, are Tom Brown and Craig Haywood. But to give Janella some time to get the feel of competition, he's going to use the running backs, and they'll go out of the pro set. Craig Hayward carried the ball, brought down by Randy Shannon. The offensive front now, you've got big Randy Dixon, 6'4", 285. He's the hammer on the right side of the offensive front for Pittsburgh. Pitt being primarily a right-handed football team.
Dixon considered a first-round NFL draft choice. They'll try to stay behind him. He's big, he's strong, and he's quick.
They send Hayward now out in motion, leaving Brown behind Janella. Let's see if they go to the pass early on 2nd down and 7. No, they give it to Brown. And Tom Brown, a senior from Lower Burrell, Pennsylvania, is across the 30-yard line, and he's got a first down for the Panthers. George Myra Jr. brought him down. Yep, that's the son of the famous Miami quarterback. George, as much as anybody, helped put Miami into the major marketplace in college football. You see those names in the light colors. That's Jerome Brown, defensive tackle, and Dan Stubbs, defensive end. And Tim Brandt, these two guys can create chaos.
People don't realize that Stubbs leads the Canes with 14 sacks this year.
Big first down for Pittsburgh as they've given the young man some room to work now, and Janella turns and hands the ball to Craig Hayward. And Hayward had a hole on the right side and makes the most of it as he gets out to about the 37-yard line. So here is Pitt, a team that had lived by the run and shoot. That is primarily a passing offense, though it oftentimes is a safe, short type of passing. Nonetheless, they have come out now and run the ball right at Miami and picked up big yardage on that carry. And as long as you can get yourself 5 or 6 yards on first down, you're going to do all right. Again, Hayward goes out in motion, leaving Brown. It is 2nd down, 4.5. They give it to Brown, and Brown runs over one Miami man at the line of scrimmage, and then he is stacked up at the 40. He's got 1.5 yards to go for the first down. Dan Saleo made that tackle. Dan is a junior at Miami from Stamford, Connecticut. Pitt's rushes now, 4 carries, 3, 10, 6, and 3.
Boy, that's impressive. They go behind Craig Hayward. He has to be the biggest running back in the country, 6 feet, 260 pounds. He's just a sophomore. Plays fullback and tailback. And he can catch the ball. Good speed, 260 pounds.
The light rain continuing to fall at Pitt Stadium. The ball is just on the 40-yard line. They've got to go past the 41 for their first down. They go into a power I, hand the ball back, and the drive straight ahead the ball has come loose. Miami has come out of there with it, but there's a penalty flag thrown by a linesman on the near side. Miami offside. Pitt will have its second first down in its initial possession. Very dark, gray day in western Pennsylvania.
Offside, defense, first down.
Referee is James Garvey. Umpire Andy Presgrove, Howard Eckert, the head linesman, line judge Gail Porter, side judge Weldon Waits, field judge Thomas Tomczyk, and the back judge is Fred DiFilippo.
Keith, I know we've said this in games past, but I can't emphasize enough how important it is for Pitt to do something early, to score early, to bring the crowd into the game and build the confidence of the players.
Janella hands it off again. Hayward again finds a lot of daylight running on the right side of center. He's in there behind Stepnowski and Dixon, and he pounds that ball to the Miami side of the field. The Hurricane 47.
Good offensive line surge. The hole is there. Now here comes Big Hayward. He's going to make a hole of his own. Look at him. Just driving Myra back, 45. Hayward again is 260 pounds. He wears a size 8 3/8 helmet, saying it was made for a bucket. I asked him how he got his nickname Ironhead. He said, look at it.
Second down, 3, short 3 for Pitt at the Miami 47. Staying with the ground. Hayward bounces off the stack and is thrown down just about the line of scrimmage. And that time, Craig lost to a bigger man. Soleo, who made the stop, number 93, weighs 290 pounds and leaves the game right now.
We may see Janela for the first time go to the air. It'll be third down and short. If they do go to the air, they want to do something quick, short, high percentage pass where there's not much opportunity to intercept it. Or the way they've been running, they can pick up that first down on the ground. It looks like they're loading up.
It does. They've got double tight end alignment in now. Full house backfield. Break a man out of there. Brown. He leads the surge, and there's your first down as Hayward powering ahead. And again, he's behind Dixon and Stepnoski. And it's first down, Pittsburgh at the Miami 42.
Watch the explosion in his legs. Now, this is a big man, yet he's got that explosion in his legs. He gets low, and he goes over top of the offensive line for the first down. Surprisingly, they didn't go to the right side. They like to stay behind Stebowski and Nixon on that right side. That time they went up the gut almost to the left.
Now they go double wide, top of the picture, yet to throw the football in this possession. They started back on their 17. They give it back to Brown, breaks out into the open. And Brown powers inside the 30. This is power football, and they're grinding away at Miami.
Oh, I like it, too. The rules of the game, straight ahead, no fair dodging. Just load up and stop us, guys. They're challenging right now. They don't want young Janela to throw. They don't want him to make a mistake early. They want to build his confidence. Here comes Tom Brown. Tom Brown is a very durable senior fullback, 6'1", 225. He's a top-quality running back. He's the best blocking back they have, but he also is a hard-nosed overachiever.
The ball resting now at the Hurricanes' 28-yard line. First down for Pittsburgh. Miami, the #1 team in the country. And up the middle goes Hayward. Inside the 20 and close to another first down. And Jimmy Johnson is concerned.
It's like putting the refrigerator back there. Here he comes again. First of all, it's not only Hayward. Look at the line surge. They drove Miami back 5 yards before Hayward got through there. And Hayward just took them the rest of the way. They're going to measure for the first down, but watch Dixon and Stepnoski on that right side. Stepnoski almost jumped too early. But here they just ride him out. That's good offensive line explosion.
Did you see him put blades on his back, Hayward?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Just slammed him down on the turf. It is a first down for Pittsburgh. And at the 18-yard line of Miami.
You can see the confidence building on the Pitt sidelines, too. There's nothing more powerful in the world than the magic of believing. And these guys are starting to believe.
It has run it 9 times. They're averaging 6.5 yards per carry. They picked up 5 first down. Sal Janela sets him up out of the eye. Brown is the up man. Hayward, the deep man. And Craig Hayward to the 15-yard line. Pitt across the front. Ricketts, 275 at tackle. Dixon, 285, the other tackle. The guards, Sherpak and Stepnoski, are 270 and 255. And Chip Bakakis, the center, is 265. And they're using leverage with that weight now, and rooting holds in the defensive front of Miami.
Totally unexpected right now. Miami didn't expect this offense. Pitt has been running the run and shoot all year, which is just passing. Now they come out with an I formation, and they're running the football, have yet to throw. Go wide, bottom of the picture on second down and 7. Hayward trying to bounce outside, and a fine defensive play is made by the linebacker Randy Shannon, number 22, a sophomore out of Miami. Look at the bottom of your screen now. See him come up on the run support real quickly, and he punches him, makes him change his direction. Tries to make him break outside, and then just takes him down from the legs. Really, the only place he had a chance to make that tackle. Can't challenge him up top because he's 260 pounds.
Now it is third down and 10, and perhaps the first pass of the ball game by Sal Janela. Double wide, top of the picture. Hands the ball inside. Ball is loose, and Miami's going to cover the football out at the 34-yard line. So they tried to go for a little trickery inside, and Jerome Brown was in there and just blew the whole thing wide open. The ball came loose, and Miami's got it.
Boy, what a deflator that is. Look at Jerome Brown, big number 98, came through virtually untouched, made the contact. The ball was never handled completely, and then it's loose. Pitt really needed Bailey to come in and get some points out of that, even if it was a field goal. They didn't. They fumbled. Miami has the football.
Jerome Brown has made a lot of big plays in his college career at Miami. He just made another big one to give the Hurricanes the ball. First down at their own 33. And now Pitt goes to the defense, and they show a 7-man front right now as number 30, Alonzo Smith, tries to find some daylight, and the Panthers just jumped all over him. He got to the line of scrimmage. Miami opens with this alignment in the backfield, and the receivers Perriman and Irvin in particular is the man to keep your eye on. He plays the flanker position, 6'2", 200 pounds, and he can fly.
One of the best athletes in the country. Gil Brandt of the Dallas Cowboys just raves about him.
Big man. You don't think a guy that fast would be that size, but he's big and he's tough. And they're double wide. Top of the picture. Testaverde back to throw. Second down and 10. Screen pass is set up for Highsmith. He gets 2 blocks on the corner and will pick up about 6 yards on the carry up to about the 40. The offensive front for Miami. Maddox 245, Electa 255, Rakosi 280, O'Connor 260, Robin 245, and the tight end Charles Henry 6'4" and 240. They are not as big as a lot of the college teams of today. But they're getting the job done. They're ranked number 1 and undefeated. Third down and 4. Testaverde back to throw. As all day, has a man down the sidelines. The pass is caught. The pass is good. Down to the Pittsburgh 36-yard line. And it's Brett Perriman, the junior from Miami.
Perriman's working on Jones. Watch him come down the sideline. Dangerously close to that sideline. But when you give Testaverde this much time, he can just pick you apart. He has all day to throw. Look at Perriman, though, on the sideline. Dangerously close, but he knows where it is. And he makes the grab, looks it in all the way before stepping out of bounds. He just had Quentin Jones beaten on that side.
We'll go back to the first part of your comment. You give him that much time, and you might as well mail it in. It's over. Again, has a man loose on the side over there in the short zone. That's the tight end, Charles Henry. And Testaverde taking what they're giving him, picks up 8 yards on the play. Defensively for Pittsburgh, and I think a key man, and a man that Miami was concerned about and probably will double him some today, is Tony Woods, the defensive left end. He is a force to be reckoned with. And another man of concern for Pittsburgh is Gary Richard, who is playing hurt.
Well, if I was Testaverde, I'd be testing those corners right away. He started with the screen, but the last 2 times he's gone after that corner, although underneath.
Second down and 2.
Touchdown.
Is touchdown Perriman. Brett Perriman went right to the corner, broke off of him, and was home free, and the ball was on the numbers.
Pitt's corners aren't that strong. I told you that that's where they should go. They should test him. This time he looks off. See him look left. Now he goes back to the right. Looks off the receiver. Throws over the linebacker. Again, Jones is beaten. And Perriman just takes it in on the post pattern. Wide open. You could see it develop from the start of the play.
Greg Cox for the extra point. Testaverde 4 for 4, 66 yards in that touchdown drive. Cox kick is up, and it is good. At 5 minutes and 56 seconds to play in the first quarter.
Again, Testaverde had too much time. There's very little pressure on him. See, there's pressure coming absolutely nowhere. He just stands in the pocket and unloads. And I'm telling you, it's like a skeleton drill. There's nobody out there around Perriman. He had Quentin Jones beaten by 4 yards. That fumble terribly cost him.
Since last we spoke to you about Penn State, there has been a Monka field goal for the Nittany Lions, a Henning touchdown pass for Maryland. The 2-pointer failed. 17-9, Penn State leading, 45 seconds to go. There had been bold talk about North Carolina State, but today the Wolfpack beaten by Virginia. Mike Pettin, defensive back for the Cavaliers, 3 interceptions, including the one that clinched the game. Keith?
Thank you, Jim. We're ready to go now. Miami taking the ball down from the 33. 34 is the official yardage on it. When Pitt looked like they were going to drive the ball downfield and get some kind of score out of it, either touchdown or field goal, they bobbled the ball, and Jerome Brown made the big play. And now Mark Selig will kick it off to Keith Tinsley, number 20. Tinsley, the leading kick return man for the Panthers, waits and takes it 3 yards deep. He will not return it. It'll be Pitt's ball, first down at the 20. Here's Al Cudwick.
Keith, it's the time of year with the weather changing in the north that most people would love to see this, a sunset down in Florida. Well, you can't bring all of Pittsburgh to Miami, but we've brought a couple of Pittsburghers to Miami Beach. In a way, when we invited Sherry and AJ to hit the beach to watch this game, this is not exactly what they had in mind, but we've got them some sand and some shovels, and we've got some cool ones in here and all kinds of stuff, and we're applying sunscreen, which is, of course, the highest amount of sunscreen level that you can get to protect against the sun. And these guys are going to make us a sandcastle later, aren't you? Okay, and what a great seat. What a great seat they have. 85 degrees in Miami, not quite here, but look at the view.
First down from the 20. Ball is handed off. In the middle goes Hayward. Breaks it big. Craig is across the 35 to the 37. So they open up with an 18-yard pickup. He's out to about the 38-yard line.
He's authoritative. They've got to come back. They've got to get some points quickly. Now, last time they turned the ball over. But every time they run the football, they're picking up 5, 6, 7 yards. That time he gets the first down with an 18-yard pickup. Boy, I'd keep going back to him. Let him go. See the face mask? The right hand right there in the middle of the screen is on his face mask. They didn't call it. He now has 48 yards and 9 carries.
Janela back to throw his first pass. Pressure's on him. They got a hold of him. Throw him down inside the 30. Dan Saleo, number 93, penetrating to make the play. Miami does not blitz much for the simple reason they don't have to. They get pressure from those big people up front. Stubbs, Saleo, Brown, and Hawkins.
It's a good point. They don't have to. They get the outside pressure if they force them inside. Myra's in the middle. What they do is they stay in a two-deep zone most of the time. They play very little man, and we're going to see that all day today.
They go now to the run-and-shoot set. Hayward, the lone remaining back, on second down and 18. They send Hayward into the middle. He gets about 2 yards out to the 32, where Jerome Brown and Saleo bring him down.
We've talked about Jerome Brown all day. Take a look at him and watch him work. Big number 98. He doesn't do it with strength that time. He tries to outquick him and does. Gets held and still comes in and makes the tackle.
Last year in the Oklahoma game, Jerome Brown was utterly destructive against the Sooners, and the same thing again this year. Against quality teams, he seems to rise up.
Oklahoma hasn't stopped him yet.
Now they go back with Brown and Hayward lined up behind Sal Janela. And the right guard of Pitt jumps. Mark Stepnowski, number 77, moved too soon.
Stepnowski's been doing that all day. This is the first time he really got caught. That's just being anxious.
Miami will accept the penalty. The ball will come back to the 27-yard line.
Offense.
It'll be third down and 21. Time remaining in the first quarter, 4 minutes and 13 seconds, and Miami out to a 7-0 lead. In their first possession, Testaverde moved them 66 yards. All but 2 plays, passing plays. Janela on a little delay, gives to Hayward, bounces outside. And again, Hayward punishes those defensive backs of Miami. The big man just lowers his head and shoulder and goes barreling into Darrell Fullington. Fullington got him down all right. But by the fourth quarter, somebody's going to have some lumps on him.
Well, they set it up in the pro set again with the split backs. It made it look like they were going to pass, and obviously you thought they were with all that yardage needed, but instead give it back inside to Hayward. But they have to go back to the pass soon and build some confidence in Janela.
John Rasp with the punt, a freshman averaging just over 39, gets a good bounce on it, and it's going to kick around the 15, roll on down to the 12. But there it'll be down by the Panthers. 47 yards, including the roll, and Miami owns the ball at their own 12.
can see the umbrellas. Rainy day here in Pittsburgh. Light drizzle. Overcast skies supposed to continue throughout the game.
Testaverde will throw on first down from the 12, puts it high in the air. Perriman trying to run under the ball. They get kind of locked up there. The defender, number 6, Gary Richard, and a little begging on the case by Perriman. He thought he was interfered with, couldn't turn back to the ball. Incidentally, in that first touchdown drive, Vinny Testaverde goes past 2,000 yards. He had 1958 coming in. He just tacked on 66 more.
You have to prepare for Testaverde to throw the ball 30 times a game and know that he'll complete 19 of them. Stats tell you that, but you have to put pressure on him. You have to confuse him a little bit, take him out of his rhythm. When he finds his rhythm, he's terribly accurate.
Hands the ball to Mel Bratton. Bratton, coming off injury, is buried by the Pitt defensive people. Jerry Osowski made the first hit on him, so Miami has tried to run the ball a couple of times now, and they have not been successful at all.
Don't sell this Pitt defense short. It is ranked 6th overall in the country. Against the rush, it's 12th in the nation, giving up only 93 yards a game, and you can see how well they run to the football. Every time the ball carrier gets near the line of scrimmage, there's 4 gold hats around it.
Third down and about 11 as Testaverde goes to throw and shoots one up to the 25-yard line, where Perriman pulls it in for the completion and for the first down. He caught it in front of Gary Richards, so they're going at the sole-legged cornerback.
You know, for a minute I thought he was throwing it to Melvin Bratton. Watch Bratton come into your screen. He can't. Went right over his head and went on to Perriman. Perriman just did that quick out. They are picking on the corners, and they will do that all day. They've had great success thus far.
That's a gain of 12 yards and a first down. Bratton. Again, no running room for Miami. The Penn State game is now final, and the Terps made it close, but the Nittany Lions remain undefeated, 17-15. Notre Dame rolling over SMU, Michigan beating Purdue. Penn State is at Notre Dame next Saturday, and look out next Saturday in South Bend. Second down and 9 from the 26. Tony Woods has not affected any pressure from his defensive end position as yet. Pass is away quickly by Testaverde. The pass is incomplete up at the 30, intended for Michael Irvin. We will be in South Bend, Indiana next week for Penn State and Notre Dame. If you go back to the very beginning of the season, I didn't think Notre Dame was a particularly good football team at the time. But I tell you, they get better every week under Lou Holtz and his coaching staff. And Holtz has a history of pilfering a game somewhere along the way he is not expected to win, which is why I say look out next Saturday in South Bend. Third down and 9. Pressure's on Testaverde. The pass is away. Perriman down there. Tried to turn back to the ball underthrown, and it is incomplete, and Miami now will have to punt. And for the first time in the game, Pitt was able to get a little pressure on Testaverde.
Oh, that's right, and they took him out of his rhythm. Not only that, but he had to throw the ball off balance, and before Perriman was ready.
Jeff Beagles comes on now to punt for Miami, averaging just over 41 yards per kick. And Terrell Austin is the punt returner for Pitt. And the Panthers should get pretty good field position out of this. Ball bounces back to Beagles, gets it out of there, and gets a pretty good kick out of it. A tail dragger that goes out of bounds. Pittsburgh will have the football just inside their own 39. It was a 36-yard punt with 1:13 to play in the first quarter. Yards for this touchdown. Pitt winning 36-19 on their way to the national championship. 1986 with a victory. Miami could be headed for a national championship.
Final details on Maryland's heartbreaking loss to Penn State. The Terrapins got 2 Dan Henning touchdown passes in the closing minutes, but failed on 2-point conversion tries after both of them. 1 run, 1 pass. Meanwhile, sandwiched between them, a 36-yard field goal by Massimo Manca, which accounted for the winning margin for Penn State. They had to recover an onside kick with 15 seconds left to clinch it. Yours, Keith.
And Pitt starts from its best field position in this possession, just short of the 39. Hayward lined up behind Sal Janella. Janella 6'3", 205. junior college transfer from San Mateo, California, gives it to Craig Hayward, and he's out to about the 42 for 3 yards, and they're now working on Michael Irvin. Looks like he has been dinged up some, and they're strapping a shoulder down.
Well, Irving, a third-year sophomore, has had some injuries. I'll tell you what, though, he is a tremendous athlete. Great basketball player. He's won a lot of dunk contests. He won the Beach Ball Classic. He's one of 16 children, so that'll make it competitive. He'll be back.
Second down and 7 for Pitt from their own 42. Miami leading 7-0. Closing minutes of the first quarter. This is Tom Brown breaking it big, and Brown again punishing the defensive backs as they have to come up and make the play. Reaches the 40-yard line. Randy Shannon, who is not that big, 215-pound linebacker, makes the hit on him. But it's interesting how these big Pitt backs put those helmets and shoulders into those defensive people and really pop them.
Again, you talk about quality stock. Here's a guy that comes from a family of 5 brothers. You saw his brother Keith catch a touchdown pass in their national championship year that really clinched it. Tom Brown, very durable guy. Had a hip pointer last week. Didn't know if he'd play today, but he is tough. He's in the ball game and playing well.
Last snap right here, I think, of the first quarter as we come down to 10 seconds. And inside it goes, carrying the ball, Hayward. Hayward's got another big run for Pitt. He's inside the 30 and down to the Miami 28-yard line. And he got 1 tick remaining on the clock.
Let's go right at him. All right, let's do that. You heard it. Let's go right at him. That's exactly what Coach Gottfried wants to do. Mike Gottfried sees now that Miami has not adjusted to the run yet. Pitt's having success, and so they're going right at him, as he said.
And after the first 15 minutes, it's Miami 7, Pittsburgh nothing. Second quarter of play. It is 7-0 Miami. Pittsburgh first down on the Hurricanes' 28-yard line. Pitt has been able to move the ball on the ground. Fumbled the ball away the last time they were down knocking on the door. Janela now looking around, gets his people set. I don't know who moved first. The left side of the Pitt line, 71, Ricketts moved, but I'm not sure that if there had been contact or not. The officials will talk about it. And here's the call.
First quarter stats, Keith. Look at the left side. Rushing yards for Miami, 1. We told you that Pittsburgh ranks 12th in the nation in rushing defense. Hayward has 80 yards. Just himself for Pittsburgh, and they have 101. Now, they did attempt 1 pass. See up the top right-hand corner there, it says 0. They did attempt 1 pass, but it was a sack, so it's listed as a running play. But Miami has not adjusted to the run yet. Pittsburgh is having tremendous success running the football, and as long as that stays that way, you're right. Just keep it going. Run right at them.
A 5-yard penalty against Miami makes it first down and 5 for Pitt at the Hurricanes' 23. Inside. Tom Brown takes it, and he'll have a couple to the 21. Let's pause 5 seconds here so our local stations can identify themselves.
Channel 10, WPLG, Miami, Fort Lauderdale.
Pitt's opening possession. They marched it down, had it inside the 20 of Miami, fumbled the ball away. The Hurricane turned around, recovering the ball back upfield to march 66 yards for the opening touchdown of the ball game. Pitt now, after the two teams had exchanged punts, trying to manifest another threat on second down and a long 3 at the 22 of Miami. This is Hayward. And Hayward is close to his first down as he is rolled down around the 18-yard line. The linebackers for Miami, Rod Carter, 91, George Myra, 45, and Randy Shannon, 22, has moved in ahead of Winston Moss, who had played a lot. And you see that Baylor now has come back against Arkansas, and Stanford leading UCLA in the second quarter. Stanford was out 14-0 early on in that ball game. It's now 21-13. And Florida beat Georgia in their annual down at the Gator Bowl in Jacksonville. So it's first down for the Pitt Panthers at the Miami 18. They were the year before and messed it up. Now let's see what they can do. A significant score we just skipped by there, I think, that tells something of a turnaround of the Big Ten, where Indiana today beat Michigan State. So the Hoosiers beginning to be heard from in the Big Ten routine. the backs. Janela hands it inside, and again, it's power football by the Panthers inside the 10. Craig Hayward going all the way down to about the 8 before Benny Blades could finally lock him down.
Boy, he's a load, isn't he? I'm telling you, it's like a runaway freight train. Look at him. 260 pounds, comes right in, pulls over 2 guys. Watch this now. He's in the clear. You've got to tackle him. Boy, you can only imagine what was going through Benny Blades' mind when he came up that time. Benny Blades, the safety, came up to make the stop. It's one-on-one. He knows that Hayward's going to come right at him. It's another first and down
Pittsburgh. I would imagine there might have been a singular word in Benny's mind at the moment. Help.
Well, Benny only weighs 185 pounds, so he's given up 100.
It's first and goal, Pitt at the Miami 8. The Hurricanes leading 7-0. Sal Janela hands the ball to Hayward. To the 6 for 2 yards. Second and goal. We're in the second quarter. Just past 13 minutes to go in the first half. John Conjemi, fractured vertebrae last week in the loss at Syracuse, watching from the sideline. And this young man, junior college transfer, Sal Janela, getting the call from his coach, Mike Gottfried. Time taken now. Pittsburgh is in a posture of opportunity. And there was some confusion. They don't want to mess up on this opportunity. It is second down and goal to go for the Pitt Panthers from the Miami 6-yard line. Brown and Hayward lined up behind Janela. Hayward. Maybe the 5. Jerome Brown starts occupying more territory at the short end of the field. He becomes much more obvious down in this neighborhood. Play coming in from the sideline. Bringing it in is number 22, Chuck Scales. This could be pass. It could be kind of an option circumstance.
Miami now is going to its short yardage defense. They're going to load up. They're going to try to get that penetration up front. Now, they do have the ball on the right hash mark, which means they'll probably come to the wide side of the field with Gibson Ellis some room to work.
In the air, incomplete. Was it tipped?
It was. At the line of scrimmage, it was tipped.
He had a man in the end zone.
How'd he throw it like that?
Billy Osborne looked like he was open in the end zone, and the ball was knocked away, and that falls incomplete.
Well, he dropped. He was looking to the wide side again. He had 2 receivers out there, but here comes the blitz now on the backside from Miami. It looked...
I think he just got buried. He was hit just as he released it and just fell short of the mark.
I don't know. Ostowski was close to it, but I don't think it was.
22-yard field goal try. Kick is up, and the kick is good for Jeff Van Horn. 5'9", 170. He is a freshman from Cheney, Washington. That's over in Eastern Washington in Spokane, a long way from home.
Road games since a loss at Michigan in 1984.
Well, in their last home game of the year, the Oklahoma Sooners are putting on quite a show, having scored on their first 8 possessions against Missouri, and they rolled up 449 yards rushing, 58 yards passing, 507 total offense in the first half. Keith?
7-3 ball game here in Pittsburgh with 11:46 to go in the first half. Pitt has held the football 14 minutes and 7 seconds compared to Miami's possession time of 4:07. But Miami's ahead 7-3. And the kickoff goes sailing down to J.C. Penney. Speed burner. And comes blazing out to the 35, and we go to Al Trafford.
Keith, in February, the University of Pittsburgh will be 200 years old, amazingly enough. Well, I decided it's time to celebrate a little bit. We've got a cake, and I've got 200 candles, 200 matchbooks, and all these guys are going to go up into the crowd and distribute the candles and the matchbooks, and we'll be back for the candle lighting ceremony in a few moments. Back to you.
200, huh? A venerable old institution, to be sure, and loaded with history, both athletically and academically. Warren Williams, Alonzo Highsmith, Michael Irvin is in there. There was just some extra padding. We saw them putting on his right shoulder early on. He has not been dinged up in this ball game, but does have a sore right shoulder. So first down for the Hurricanes at their own 35-yard line, and it's Williams carrying the ball, a junior from Fort Myers. And again, the Pitt defense reacting quite well to the run. He'll pick up a couple of yards.
Pitt is mixing up its defense quite nicely. They're showing zone, they're showing man, they're showing combination. They're doing some over-under stuff up front. They're trying to do a lot of different things, show a lot of different looks to Testaverde. I don't think you can confuse him. You may be able to frustrate him, but the one thing that you can do is make it very difficult for him to read what kind of defense you're in.
Well, Pitt's playing the best way you can play against the Testaverde. Control the ball, keep him on the sideline. Hands the ball again to Highsmith this time. Highsmith is in some trouble. And down he goes for a loss on the play of a yard or so. First big hit was Osowski, a 210-pound sophomore out of Youngstown, Ohio. Now, Jerry only weighs 210. It's not normal that you will find the middle linebacker for Pittsburgh weighing only 210 pounds. Ball is located at 37, where it is third down and 8 for Miami. It's showing the three-man front right now. Linebackers are all bouncing around. Now Woods comes up, and so does Osowski. Testaverde back to throw, gets his pass off to Perriman. Perriman is dropped short of the first down marker inside the 45, and there's a penalty flag back upfield, and it's going to be against Miami, I think, for holding. Looked like somebody had shirt-tailed the fella, and that's what it is.
Did you see how Pitt was bouncing around on defense?
Yep.
Trying to give a lot of different looks. Osowski was out. C-54 looks like he's going to stunt. Now watch as the play starts. He backs out of there, and he's looking for that receiver coming underneath. Right now, he looks to the left. He looks to see where that receiver is coming underneath.
There's
there he is.
Right there, too. Number 74, Riccozzi, had a hold of Walter Johnson, and he just rode him down, and that's what got the flag. The defensive front for Pitt, the four men, Tony Siragusa, 255.
During the pass, 10 yards, previous spot, third down.
Bert Grossman, 245, Johnson, 255, and Tony Woods, 240. So the penalty moves the ball back to the 27, where it's third down. It would have been 4th and 2 if they had refused the penalty, forcing the punt. But now they give Testaverde another shot with it. He goes down the middle, and the pass is caught, and they've got a first down as Warren Williams comes out of the backfield from a flanker spot, and Testaverde just dropped it in on a parachute. So if Pitt had refused the penalty, they would have forced a punt on 4th and 2. Instead, they give Testaverde a 3rd and long, and he makes it work.
I want you to watch something, though. Watch number 9 for Pittsburgh. He just stopped. Darrell Woods, see him? He stopped. It almost looked like he thought that there was a receiver coming in behind him underneath. He stopped, and that just gave the opportunity for Williams to sneak behind him and make the play.
And Miami is down near the Pitt 46 with the first down, leading 7-3 in the second quarter of play. Staying in the air. Testaverde's got all day, and the pass intended for Irvin is incomplete. It'll be second down and 10. I mean, he has a week to throw the ball back there.
Well, I tell you what, too, forget all of his numbers and statistics. They don't convey the effect that this man has on a game. Testaverde creates anxiety before the snap. The defense knows that he can hurt you and hurt you badly on any given play.
9:35 to play in the first half. Doesn't like what he's got. Steps away from it.
Didn't like what he saw. He wasn't sure what he saw. There was a defense across there that he didn't like. He read it, called timeout.
Ready, everybody? Happy birthday to you. Blow him out. Okay. Happy birthday to you. Blow him out.
Now it's second down and 10 for Miami as they go to the run. Give it to Highsmith, and Alonzo Highsmith is close. In fact, he has, I think, a first down as he cuts back to his left with a man hanging on, and his final surge may have given him the first down.
I want you to watch number 77 in white for Miami, Paul O'Connor. He's the guy that comes back and makes the fold block that just frees Bratton on the run. See right there? There he is. 77 came out. made that block. He cut back into the middle and almost picked up the first down.
Short by a foot. Third down. Best run of the game by Miami.
Third and less than one.
Smith bangs across the 35 to the Pitt 34, and first down for the Hurricanes, leading 7-3 with 9:07 to play in the first half. Now Miami starting to play some possession ball themselves as their running backs start to find a little daylight. Pittsburgh still with a big edge in time of possession, which, as we noted, is the best defense in the world against Vinny Testaverde. Keep him off the field. Throw on first down. Still no pressure. Whoa, what a block. Now he goes down right about the line of scrimmage. Turned upside down by Quentin Jones, the left cornerback. Number 90, Tony Woods, had gone in and was just beginning to make a reach for the Miami quarterback. And somebody, I think it was Riccozzi, pulled back and just leveled him.
I'm telling you, that's a block. Testaverde is a time-tested veteran, though. He has complete control back there and can feel when that's coming. Just keep an eye now on number 74 in white. Here he comes, and there's the block. Oh, I tell you what, Woods walked away looking out his ear hole.
Second down as Testaverde picked up a yard. 2nd and 9. Highsmith, heavy traffic, rolling close to the 30. It'll be third down and about 6. Notre Dame rolled for 61 points today against the Ponies.
That's a confidence builder.
Yep. And Michigan winning easily against Purdue. Leon Burkett having resigned last week as of the end of the season as the head football coach for the Board of Electors. Third down and about 6. Testaverde checking off, changing the play. This time Woods almost gets loose. Now there's some pressure from the other side, and they sack him. Back on the 42, Bert Grossman, the other end. Woods had made his presence felt on the 2 previous plays, and though he had been leveled both times, that opened the door for Bert Grossman.
Watch number 90 first. That's Woods. He'll flush him out of the pocket. See, right away. Testaverde sees him. Now he flushes. He tries to get out of the pocket. Now Grossman chases him, won't let him go. Grossman has good speed, brought him down from behind because Testaverde can hurt you if he gets loose. He's got quick feet.
Biggles into punt for the Hurricanes, and he shakes it dead right. But gets a pretty good bounce out of it, and the ball goes out of bounds at the 20. So the Pitt defense comes up with a big play, forcing a 22-yard punt. It's 7-3 Miami.
Score, but here's the individual story behind it. Tim Brown, Lou Holtz says is his best player. 12 times he touched the ball, 235 yards. That's all-purpose yardage for Brown. He accounted for 2 touchdowns in the game. Most points the Irish have scored since '77. Keith?
Lou's cranking him up. The ball is at the 20. Pitt owns it, trailing 7-3. Vinny Testaverde on the phone upstairs, visiting with the assistant coaches. Some information for the next possession. Sal Janella, first start ever at Division 1A, having come here from junior college. Little pop pass to Keith Pensley. Pensley rolls it across the 30. That'll be a Pitt first down. Pensley, a junior out of Detroit. So the Panthers open up with a little more pop this time as Mike Bradford starts shuffling his playbook a bit, feeling that young Janella now has some confidence. Off is to Craig Hayward up to the 35. That's pick up for 5 yards on that play. George Myra brought him down. Bill Hawkins helped him. Hayward now is over 100 yards, Tim. He's got 18 carries, 101 yards in the first half.
He's tough to stop it. I mean, how do you stop it? Unless you're a lineman yourself and as big as he is, you need help.
Second down, about 5. Hayward again. This time he is whacked for a loss by Rod Carter. Yesterday, Coach Mike Gottfried had this to say about his game plan for the Panthers.
And offensively, be able to have some success running the football and throwing some short routes to keep us in the ball game. And then game plan wise to eventually get to the long ball stuff and the big play stuff. To me, that's the ideal game that we need to win. I told our ball club the key for us is that we stay close to first and second quarter. And what I mean by close is within 10 to maybe 14 points. It can't get any more than that, and maybe can't get any more than 10. And to keep the pressure on Miami and us play loose and be able to get to the second half and allow the crowd to still be in the ball game. If we can get to that stage, the third quarter and the end of the third quarter where we're within striking distance win, then we got a chance.
All right, while you were watching, it was Janela dropping back to try a pass, and Miami's just eating him up each time that he's gone back to throw.
Can't tell you how close Jerome Brown almost came to making that interception.
Pitt punting. Good kick by Rasp. It goes back to the 24 where it is taken by David Kintai. Kintai's out of bounds on about the 26. It was a 43-yard punt. But something must be happening to tip Miami because their rush is so positive on each one of the passing attempts.
Because right now, Keith, they're only playing the pass. They came into the ball game with a defensive game plan against the run-and-shoot offense that Pitt has run all year. Well, Pitt has gotten away from that. They've gone to a running attack. And they're just coming with an all-out pass rush the entire time, even when they run. That's why the run's been so successful. When Pitt does pass, boy, the pressure's still there.
27-yard line of Miami, first down for the Canes. And Testaverde hands the ball off to Warren Williams. And Warren Williams is decked by Olsovsky. And maybe a yard on the play. Miami Dolphins, Cleveland Browns. From Cleveland, Ohio, on ABC's NFL Monday Night Football. Next Monday probably be kind of crisp up along the old lake. But it's a ball game that's particularly important for Cleveland because Miami is one of those kind of teams, even though they're having a down year, still jump up and bite you. Testaverde, short pass thrown underneath, intended for his tight end, Alfredo Roberts. And Billy Owens was there, but the ball bounces off the hands of Roberts, and it's incomplete. So it'll be third down and 9 now for Miami. Miami has rushed the ball, as you see what we have for you at halftime. Miami has rushed the ball 10 times for 3 yards. These words and numbers coming at me, I get confused. Don't load me down. Third down and 9. 4 minutes to go in the first half. Testaverde back on third and long. No pressure. Pass is caught. First down, Hurricanes at the 42. Pulled in by Brian Blades.
Miami's doing a fine job on the offensive line of picking up Tony Woods on one side and Grossman on the other. Now watch the offensive line. They aren't that big, they aren't that strong, but they've got quick feet, good hands, and they just kind of keep them out and give Testaverde the time. Now there's nothing fancy about that. It was just a post pattern by Brian Blades. Came across the middle, the ball was waiting for him, first down, Miami.
Go to the run, give it to Williams, and Warren Williams gets hammered by Steve Apke, the left side linebacker, a senior out of Cincinnati. Nothing on the play, second down and 10.
You know, I think Vinny Testaverde is more nervous on Monday than he is on Saturday. That's media day. Has to talk to all the media members.
Rolls left. Pass is incomplete. He either overthrew somebody or else underthrew Irvin. Because Michael Irvin was the deep man.
Boy, it looked to me like the ball could have been picked off. There were 3 defenders right in the area. They were in a zone coverage, and it looked like all 3 of the guys were waiting for the other one to pick it off. Don't sit around and wait. Be aggressive.
Yeah, it looked like they were actually setting themselves for a blocking posture, didn't it?
Sure. Watch
Look
now.
up the top right corner now.
All right, you can see them drop back into their zone coverage here. See, they don't all have men. They're just dropping back. Now, see the top of your screen? Here comes the ball. 3 guys standing there, and they just let it drop.
3rd down and 10. Passes away. He's got a man wide open, Warren Williams, and he drops the ball. The worst place in town, too. He dropped it right in front of the head coach.
Oh, boy, that won't make Jimmy Johnson happy at all. Testaverde dropped again, and now there was a broken coverage that time. We were in man defense. Somebody didn't pick him up. Williams is all alone. Look, he's looking at him the whole time. He doesn't even have to look off, and he just releases it. And the ball was there, and Williams dropped it.
Eagles for the punt. Accepted back on the 24-yard line by Terrell Austin. 34-yard punt. No return for Austin. And the Panthers will have it first down at their own 24. Freddie Highsmith, the linebacker, sophomore, came down on the special team, and he was the hot man that got him. Time remaining first half, 2:41. It's a 7-3 ball game, and that is the famous Cathedral of Learning on the campus here at the University of Pittsburgh. Brown and Hayward behind Janilla. And Hayward, a sophomore from Passaic, New Jersey, bangs out about 3 yards on that carry. Each team with 2 timeouts remaining here in the first half.
Interesting that time, Keith, how Miami loaded up. Pittsburgh hasn't thrown on first down all day, so that time they waited for the run. Everybody came back into the middle. They loaded up, brought the linebackers up just behind the line of scrimmage because they knew Hayward was going to get the ball. Pitt needs a couple of first downs here. They don't want to give the ball back to Miami. There's 2:20 remaining in the half. They want a couple of first downs. If they don't get points, that's fine. Just don't give it back to Miami. Not fine with him. He'd like some points.
2nd down, 7. Here comes Hayward. And hit by Carter. Rod Carter, a 215-pound sophomore. And he whacks you with some authority when he hits you.
You know, I asked the question in the last Pittsburgh offensive series, how do you stop Hayward? Well, the last 2 times Carter has shown us. Yep, stopped him right in his tracks.
Nickel defense coming in now for Miami on 3rd down and 6. The football is resting at just outside the 28-yard line of Pitt. Clock rolling along at 1:25.
He's got to hurry to get the playoff.
Go to Hayward. He's hit behind the line of scrimmage by a penetrating Soleo, and then the tackle is made along the line of scrimmage.
1 second left on the clock that time, on the 25-second clock when the ball was snapped.
And the Panthers now will have to punt on 4th down. Timeout is called and charged to Miami, and Miami will have 1 remaining with 1:10 to go in the first half of play, and leading 7-3. Pittsburgh will punt now with a little more than a minute to go as John Rasp has come in and David Kintai goes deep on a rainy afternoon at Pitt Stadium. Miami leading 7-3, and they'll get a shot at some more here in the closing moment of the first half. Rasp punts away. It's a pretty good one. Taken by Kintai at the 33, gets around the corner. And he's gone. No flags, touchdown Miami.
You could see the wall set up for Miami. Now, we said Pitt had to get a couple of first downs. You don't want to give it back to the Hurricanes because they can score anytime quickly. That time they did. Breakdown in the kicking game.
39-yard punt, 67-yard return. You saw the poise of Kintai as he waited down around the 35-yard line until the block set for him, and then he went on untouched. The extra point by Greg Cox is good.
Let's take another look at it, Keith, and you can watch the wall set up. Now, it was not a particularly long kick, but it was high. Here comes the coverage. You can see everybody's bunched in there in blue shirts. You can't leave your lanes. It's a cardinal sin to leave your lane. The outside contained man went inside. Now, here's Raps, the punter. That's where Kintai waited for his block that you were talking about, and then he just sailed the rest of the way. Boy, you can't leave your lanes when you're covering on punts. Now watch, it was a right return all the way. Now you can see the wall set up. There's 1, 2, 3 white shirts. See the wall all the way down, and he just seals. And then the last guy, of course, is the punter. They take him out of the way with just a cutoff block. Didn't have to knock him to the ground, and Kintai takes it in. Nicely done by Miami. Poor coverage by Pittsburgh.
And it's 14-3 for the Hurricanes, and there's still 55 seconds to play in the first half. So the Panther defense gets burned. And it came very late in the half. Very late.
If Pitt had gotten 1 first down, they'd be in the locker room now with a 7-3 ball game.
That 1 turnover looms big against the Panthers as well. Mark Seelig, a senior out of Mount Dora, Florida, will kick it off. And Tinsley is deep, waiting for Pittsburgh. The wind is gusting once in a while up to maybe 15 miles an hour, kind of swirling around. Miami will have the opening kickoff for the second half, too, because they won the toss and deferred the acceptance of the ball for the second half. Panthers have 2 timeouts remaining now, as Seelig gets ready to kick it. High short kick. Tinsley comes up at the 16 and gets out to the 27. Bobby Harden brought him down, and the Panthers now with 50 seconds to work. The Panther possessions in the first half, and that very first possession hurt them.
Well, they've been holding the ball, though, and you mentioned that's one of the keys, to keep the ball away from Testaverde. You don't expect to give up touchdowns, though, on the special teams. You know, the defense keeps them off the field, and they shut down Miami, holding the 7 points, and then the special teams comes in and gives up a return like that.
On first down from the 27, Janela gives the ball to Craig Hayward, and he's out to the 32 before they roll him down. That's a pickup for 5 yards.
Brown's down. Good kicker.
Jerome Brown, late getting up. You would think that a man of that size and that ability would never get hurt, but he has been dinged up a couple of times this season.
Well, he's 6'2", 285 pounds, 21-year-old man. He's got 22 sacks on the year. He's big, he's strong, but everybody gets a little bit dinged off occasionally.
And these days in college football, they're awful big people along the front on both sides of the ball, too. Looks like it might be the lower back that's bothering him some. Second down, and call it 6. It would be a long 5 from there. Second down and about 6. And they stay with the ground game. Go back to Hayward and a couple of yards for Craig up to about the 34. And they may go to the clubhouse on that play.
Well, Pitt's going to have to throw sometime. They better start throwing in the second half. And, you know, Janela has a great arm. He broke every passing record in junior college football. He was an All-American, holds all the JC records.
First half is over. And after 30 minutes, top-ranked Miami 14, Pittsburgh 3. And Testaverde now borrowed a raincoat, I guess, from somebody in the Dolphins. Anyhow, that would, I don't think, indicate that he has particular druthers about where he works next year. All right, here's the kickoff by Jeff Van Horn to J.C. Penney. Penney from the 2-yard line comes back to about the 22, maybe the 23, before he is brought down. Miami having the option to receive to start the second half. The rain now is very heavy, heavier than it's been all day. Here's Al Truckwig.
Keith, the sandcastle is complete. I'm back here with Sherry and AJ, who have to get out of the sun before they get burned, of course. Sherry, what is this supposed to be?
The Cathedral of Learning.
All right, we have a shot of the Cathedral of Learning. Let's see how much it looks like it. AJ, I don't think you guys ought to go into architecture.
Yeah, we just got back from the school of engineering, and I mean, the blueprints, it took us a while, but it's there. It's beautiful.
All right, thanks for putting up with the rain and everything. Great day on the beach, Chief.
As Mel Bratton comes out of there with the ball for Miami, running over the left side behind Maddox and Alekna, and he moves it out close to the 30-yard line.
Testaverde, 7 for 14, 119 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. That is a big stat right there. And then Janela, you can see, has only thrown the ball 3 times for 11 yards. He's completed 1.
This is the 5th possession of the ball game for the Miami Hurricanes. It's 2nd down and 4 from their 29. Testaverde throwing, loops it out toward the sidelines. The pass is caught by Charles Henry, and Henry will have a first down up across the 35.
Well, they're the statistics. And, of course, again, we tell you that the game was dominated on the ground by Pittsburgh and dominated in the air by Miami. That's the type of game it's been. 2 turnovers have been the key, or the 2 breakdowns, rather. The fumble, which Testaverde took it right down the field and scored on the pass to Perryman, and then the punt back to Miami and the breakdown in the coverage when Kintai ran it back for the touchdown.
36-yard line, first down Miami. Fumble in the backfield as Testaverde handed the ball off to Mel Bratton. Never got a handle on it, and the loss is back just inside the 30. Jonathan Jimmy there, who had been the starting quarterback out of the run-and-shoot offense all season. John Buttonheads up in Syracuse last week came up with a fractured vertebrae just in the lower part of the neck. Tough competitor, Johnny. Comes from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. As you heard earlier, he played some high school ball with some of the Miami players. 2nd down and 16. Little pressure here. Drops the football. Picked up by Bratton, though, and the Hurricane keep control at the 25.
Well, how about that now? Miami's put the ball on the ground twice in the first offensive series of this half. Testaverde drops. The pressure comes from both sides. Tony Woods from one side, number 90. Grossman on the other. There's the ball. Slips right out of his hands. Now, it has been raining. And there's a slight drizzle right now. The ball could be slick.
Well, the field's got a lot of water on it because you've got big puddles now beginning to reflect the lights. Very difficult to see the yard marker, actually. You'll see the yardage. 3rd down and 22 as Testaverde goes back to throw. Has time, goes down the middle. The pass is caught by Urban at the 41. He is thrown out of bounds at the 42, and that is short of a first down by 5 yards. It was raining very, very hard when they came out to start the second half. It is slacked up now, but still drizzling some, so it's quite wet. And the temperature, of course, is going down, down, down. Jeff Beagle's into punt. 36, 22, 34. 3 kicks today. Shoots that one very, very high, and Terrell Austin, a junior out of Sharon, Pennsylvania, makes a fair catch. A 34-yard punt, but it's efficient in that its hang time was so pronounced, forcing the fair catch.
Last play and was holding his shoulder. It looked like he was in a lot of pain. Now, we saw him taping that earlier, and we didn't think he had gotten banged up. Obviously, he had. He's playing in pain.
It's ball. First down, 24. Hayward is not in there right now as they come out with Brown, the lone remaining back. A little different setup, and they're going to throw the ball. Janela throws it over the head of Brown. So I think there the inexperience surfaced, showed up.
You've got to let him throw a little bit, though.
Here's Al.
Keith, I just walked over to the Miami bench and spoke to Mike Irvin. He told me himself, I'm okay, so I don't think there's anything serious. Look to see him back in the game soon. He had some extra padding put under that shoulder before, as we already reported.
Thank you. And Janela now, 1 out of 4 in the ball game, but as Tim said, they've got to let him throw the ball some. But this is not exactly the place on the field where you want to do it. Turnover here, and Miami's in the posture of slamming the door as we have contact along the line. Soleo pointing his hand at Stepnowski. It is Stepnowski.
Keith, for the sake of brevity, let me just tell you that he had some awesome statistics in junior college throwing the football, did Janela. Threw for 3,555 yards, most ever by a JC quarterback. Completed 224 passes, most ever by a JC quarterback. 38 touchdown passes, and was the Golden Gate Conference Player of the Year, the same award that O.J. Simpson won. So he is talented. He just right now has to get into a rhythm. He has to build some confidence and have some success. The way to do that is to throw the football.
After the penalty, second down, 15 for Pittsburgh. The ball comes back to their 19. Hayward in the lineup. Was not there for the first snap. Comes back for the next one and hangs his way for close to 5 yards as he gets up near the 24-yard line. Now Brown comes back and Chuck Scales comes in. Hensley comes out. And so does Jose Hurd. So let's see if they'll let him go back to the air on third down and 10. He's got 3 wideouts. Gets his pass off, and it's intercepted by Miami. I think he just absolutely threw it right at one of the Miami players. I thought it was number 29, Don Ellis, maybe, that picked it up. He was falling down across the way, and it looked like Janela just threw it right to somebody. It's Bubba McDowell, 48.
That's inexperience, Keith. There's the inexperience you were talking about now. It's kind of a sprint behind the tackle and wait and set and throw. Instead, now he gets flushed out, gets those nervous feet. Really didn't have to leave the pocket, but did, and he just threw it right at him.
Well, he had number 30 over there, and Michael Stewart, but he threw it well off the mark, and Miami now is in position to put some points on the board, and they've got it. Michael Irvin holds it in, and Miami hits quickly from 24 yards, and they lead 20-3.
3 Pittsburgh mistakes now, 21 points. Direct cause of errors. Now watch this. Again, it's the behind the tackle 7-step drop, and he just throws on the post pattern. Actually threw before Irvin made his cut. Nicely timed. The ball's in the air right now. Irvin looks back, and here it comes. Just tuck it away and score.
Greg Cox now will try to make it 21. Number 54, Jerry Osofsky, the middle linebacker, came down the middle and blocked it. But the Miami Hurricanes in 7 seconds put the touchdown up to lead 20-3.
Came through cleanly. You know, there's some concern by Miami also in their kicking game. They gave up a long touchdown run to Florida State last week. Now they have an extra point block. So I'm so sure Jimmy Johnson can't be happy with their special team performance.
With 11:23 to play in the third quarter, the Hurricanes have control of it right now. Pulled in the touchdown pass for the 20-3 lead from Testaverde. And I mean, they go for the juggler quick, don't they, when they got that ball in position like that. And the weather now is getting worse and worse. It's raining harder. The wind is now gusting more.
Irvin got healthy in a hurry. He now has at least 1 touchdown catch in 17 of the last 20 starts at Miami.
Miami kicking off. Short kick into the wind, and the Pittsburgh man trying to come across and field it. Chuck Scales loses his footing and falls down. And they'll give Pitt the ball up around the 25-yard line. Janela's yardage now, the young man from junior college making his first start. He has thrown for 11 yards, but he has lost 24 running with it, so he's minus 13 net as of this point. Threw an interception the last time. Let's see what Mike Gottfried wants him to try this time, whether he lets him throw the ball some more. Tough place on the field to be throwing it. They've put it down now at the 23-yard line, and that's where Pitt will start. Hayward's out as a flanker. Hand off to Brown, and Brown stood up a yard short of the line of scrimmage. Randy Shannon, first man to get there. George Myra among those who did get there, and Don Ellis, 29. Miami, the top-ranked team in the country since they handled Oklahoma back on September 27th.
You can feel Miami's defense, too, now ready to shut the gate. I mean, they know now they are in control of the ball game. They stopped the run. They know that he's having trouble passing the ball. So right now they're in complete control.
2nd down, 11 for Pitt. Lucky to get that one back. Intended for Tinsley. Let's join Al Trautwig.
Well, Keith, we have enough Testaverdes on the sidelines to charter a flight here to Pittsburgh. Here's first sister Lisa. Lisa, I guess because you know Vinny, you got some of the best seats, didn't you?
Let me tell you, I know you're always looking for the best seats in the house, and these are the worst.
Bad seats from Vinny. All right, we'll have to talk to him about that. And Maria, what's Vinny like as a brother?
Oh, it's a thrill to have him as a brother. He's just a superstar.
That sounds almost too nice. We're going to have to talk to Vinny about that, too. Let's watch this play and come back for a moment, Keith.
3rd and 11 for Pitt. Billy Osborne has not seen the ball all day. There's your throw up the middle. Hayward shakes him off. And Craig Hayward has a first down for Pitt at the 30. Yeah, where are they going to put him down?
Make it at the 41.
41, yeah.
Well, I tell you what, he is some kind of player. There's no quit in him. He just keeps going. When I talked to Mike Godfrey yesterday, he said he wished he had 22 guys just like Hayward. Hayward's had some problems in the past, but he seems to have corrected that. Gottfried has him squared away now and disciplined, and he's playing football. He's got 138 yards now in this ball game.
And call it first down. Pitt at their own 41. That's Tom Brown, number 44 in motion. And Janela on first down to throw it. Zips it. Pass is dropped by Chuck Scales, and there's a penalty flag, and you may have a holding call coming here against Pitt.
Now, he had some velocity on that ball. It was just dropped.
Here's Al again.
Keith, we have another sister of Vinny and a cousin Anthony, and this, of course, is Vinny's mom. And back here is his cousin Vinny Testaverde. What's been the biggest problem of having the same name as the Heisman Trophy candidate out there?
Just I get a lot of his phone calls, his mail, but it's exciting. I enjoy it.
Okay, thank you very much. Keith, back to you. Pretty happy again this family.
You need an umbrella. Al's getting soggy. Holding call. Janela's first authoritative pass of the ball game. He zipped it. Scales dropped it. Pitt holding. Ball comes back just outside the 30 for its first down and 20. 20-3, Miami leading. This is Hayward. Look at the big man go. Oh, did he plant one on Tolbert Bain? Tolbert got him down all right. But he's going to wear that one home. 31 yards on the play.
Well, I know I've said it time and time again, but I have to tell you one more time. This man weighs 260 pounds. And look at the speed and the agility. Quick feet, good vision. Now watch. He sees that he's got some open field, but he also sees the safety man coming over. So he just stiff arms him and puts Bain on his back.
Ball is at the 39 of Miami. First down. And Janela back to throw it. Down he goes. Number 54, Bill Hawkins. Sophomore out of Hollywood, Florida. Puts him on his derriere at the 41.
Watch him now, 54, right hand of your screen. Just beat the block. That's all there was to it. No question about it. He went right around Tom Ricketts, the offensive tackle, and came in the backside to make the sack. Bill Hawkins.
Loss of 3, second down, 13. Loss of 2 make it back to the 41. So it'll be 2nd and 12. Panthers needing a little offense. Under 9 minutes now in the third quarter to go. And 20-3, Miami leading. Janela throwing. Has time. Pass is zipped. Intercepted. Thrown right through the hands of the intended receiver and right to the numbers of Don Ellis.
And there's a flag. It's going to be a late hit on Pittsburgh on the tackle.
So Janela threw the ball very hard, and it went right through the hands of the intended receiver. Politsky, number 21, may see some action. Larry Wonky, I don't think is going to see any action. He's the freshman. He, like Janela, was going to be redshirted for the year, and I think Larry will be. But Janela has spent a year of eligibility by this start today. Well, Politsky may come into the ball game.
Janela threw the ball with a lot of velocity this time, but he threw it high. See his receiver right there overthrew him and into the secondary, into the zone coverage, and Ellis just picked it off.
Late hit, personal foul. Over here, first down.
So you tack on the personal foul penalty, and the Miami Hurricanes are camped at the 34-yard line on the Pittsburgh side of the field. Joe Politsky played at Central Catholic High School here in Pittsburgh, succeeded Dan Marino as the high school quarterback there, has a very quick release, and has played some as a backup to John Conjimmy, but not much. Hand off to Mel Bratton. And Bratton, behind his offensive line, will have 3 yards on the carry to about the 31. And the rain continues to fall. It's really turned into a sour sort of a weather situation now.
Politsky came off the bench last week to replace Conjemmy and did an adequate job. He's now 6 for 11 in passing to date, 54%, no touchdowns, but no interceptions either.
Miami's running attack has been relatively quiet today. With 16 carries, that's produced 3 yards. Second down and 7. Michael Irvin is the wide man, and Testaverde goes to him, and he's got it on the 19 and thrown down there by Quentin Jones, the left corner. Jones is another Floridian coming to Pittsburgh from Pompano Beach.
Boy, Testaverde is everything and then some. I mean, he just sits back there confidently and throws right off that ear and puts it out there. It's been a strange career, though, for Testaverde. It's gone in spurts. Even in high school, he sat on the bench for 2 years behind a man by the name of Lou Vitalgio, who went on to play college lacrosse. Then he went to Miami, and he played behind Kelly and Kozar. A lot of people don't know how close Testaverde was to transferring.
From the 19. Urban started too soon, got away with it. The pass is intercepted by Quentin Jones. And Jones is back to the 25, 27-yard line. So Quentin Jones from Pompano Beach, Florida, turns one or the other way as he stepped in front of the Testaverde pass.
Never fails. You start talking about a guy and how good he is, and he turns around and makes a mistake. The ball was not well thrown. It didn't have a lot of velocity onto it, and he threw it into coverage, and Jones was there, and again, it was an easy pickoff for the secondary. Threw it right at him.
That is the 8th interception of the season against Testaverde, and Joe Politsky will be the Pitt quarterback when we come back.
Keep an eye on his feet now. Testaverde throws it off balance, falling away. He didn't plant and drill it. Instead, he was out of rhythm, put nothing on it, just flopped it up there. He could feel the pressure inside by Walter Johnson, and then Jones just made the interception, but he never really set to throw.
Junior Joe Politsky now steps in at the quarterback position for Pittsburgh. First down, Panthers at the 27. He comes out throwing. Zips it downfield, and it's intercepted by Tolbert Bain. And Bain still running as he steps out of bounds at about the 28-yard line. So Sal Janela, 1 out of 7 passing, had 2 intercepted, minus 27 on 2 sacks with a fumble. And now Politsky comes in, and on the very first pass, it is picked off by Tolbert Bain, and Miami is camped on the Pitt 28.
See Janela go over and talk to him. Says, hey, listen, I know the feeling. It's tough out there. Getting sloppy now, throwing all these interceptions, but sometimes those are the only guys open, those defensive backs.
Testaverde turns and hands inside to Warren Williams, and there's nothing there for the Miami running game. 4 turnovers in the ball game now for Pittsburgh. Miami leading 20-3, and we've got 6:55 to go in the third quarter. Ball is back on the 31. Loss of 3, second down and 13. Testaverde's pass to Irvin, right on the money. Urban, 6'2", 200-pounder, is finally wrestled down just inside the Pitt 15. That will be a first down. Gary Richard finally got him down on the ground. The wind seems to be in the face right now of Miami. Means it'll be to Pittsburgh's disadvantage in the fourth quarter because they'll have to work into it, and they're now in a position where they're going to have to throw the football. Miami ground game has not done much. Here's the reverse. Doesn't work as Brian Blades, a speedster, a junior from Fort Lauderdale, trying to come back around the corner, and he meets his Waterloo at about the 18.
Outstanding play, though, by number 1 for Pittsburgh, Billy Owens. He was the contain man, the backside guy. And what he did is straddle the outside leg of the man going away from him so that if anything came back, he'd be there. And he was right there, stayed in home, and made the tackle.
And it's second down and about 14 from the 18. Outside the 18, actually. No pressure. Passes away and incomplete, intended for Charles Henry, the tight end. Oh, Alfredo Roberts, 87, not Henry.
Testaverde wanted pass interference, and I think he was right. There was a lot of pushing and shoving down there as the ball was in the air. Bert Grossman, the defensive end, even found himself out there. Now watch this. Testaverde goes, looks to the right side, checks off. Look at him. He's got all kinds of time. He's checked off 3 receivers already. Now he throws. Now watch the push right here. You see the push? That was Grossman, the defensive end out there covering. They dropped him off.
Water's getting deep on that side over there, too, looks like. Third down and 14. Pressure, sacked him. Back at the 27, second time today that Bert Grossman has been able to get to him. Comes over to do a high five. I remember a fella did a high five one time and dislocated his shoulder.
Grossman's a cousin of former Steeler tight end Randy Grossman. A little bit different, though. He likes mustard on vanilla ice cream.
Into the wind, man-sized field goal try by Greg Cox now.
Greg Cox to attempt the field goal, 51-yarder.
Somebody got a piece of it. He hit it from the 36. It looked like Gary Richard got a piece of it. He can return it. Here comes Quentin Jones. They finally pick it up and starts back upfield with it. And he's still running. And finally loses the ball, and Miami pounces on it inside the 20. Dropped the wet football, and Greg Rakosi recovers it for the Hurricanes. So right now the Panthers can't do anything right.
Well, I tell you what, he went and fielded the field goal, the blocked field goal, and carried it into the end zone, thinking that they would give him the touchback and bring it out to the 20.
No, got to not with the live ball down there.
And his teammates let him know about it. And they said, run it out. So he started running, trying to pick up some blockers. I think he got tired.
And then all that running around results in the 5th turnover by the Pitt Panthers and a recovery by Rakosi of Miami. And so having the field goal blocked was the best thing that could have happened for the Hurricanes. I guess you could put it that way. They have it first down on the Panther 17. And Olszewski almost got caught, but he was able to get back. And Warren Williams carrying the ball, and he is brought down short of the 20.
All right, here's that play again. Now watch number 6. See, that's Gary Richard, the cornerback. He lays out completely and gets his hands on it. Ball goes right through his hands, but he got a good piece. All right, now watch it from the backside. All right, there's the block. Now here comes Jones, number 7, right at the right of your screen. He'll pick it up and thinking that his momentum carried him in, he wants the touchback. His guys say, no, come on, let's run it out. Now he's got blockers and makes a fine run, but watch, I think he just gets tired. And after he gets very tired, the ball just slips right out of his hand.
Second down and 14 as Testaverde looks to throw, lobs it out to Williams, and Williams is down the sidelines and stepped on the sideline inside the 5. They've got him at about the 4-yard line. It looks almost like scramble football right now.
Yeah, but see, that's the kind of football Testaverde likes. Now he just relies on athletic ability when everything breaks down around him. He's checking off 2 and 3 receivers, and finally somebody comes free. Look at that. That won't win you many football games. 3 possessions, 3 interceptions, and Miami capitalizes.
First down and goal. Miami at the Pitt 4. Testaverde drops it out to Warren Williams. Touchdown, Hurricanes. So Miami cashing in Pittsburgh mistakes just as regularly as working for a living and going to the bank. Do it one more time.
Well, this one will prevent the traffic jam, too. A lot of folks now heading for the exits, getting out of the rain. We'll watch the rest of it at home. This one again. This time he has a guy come clean right off the bat. He's wide open. Testaverde just delivers the football. That's all he has to do is just get it out there. And Warren Williams does the rest and walks in with it.
Greg Cox to try the extra point out of David Kintai's hole. It's good. 3 minutes and 32 seconds to play in the third quarter. And Miami builds the lead to 27-3. Game in the third quarter. Miami with 2 games remaining, both at home in the Orange Bowl against Tulsa and East Carolina. And frankly, neither represent a particular threat. So Miami well along its way now toward playing somebody somewhere, as we said at the very beginning of the day, for the Division 1A championship in some bowl game.
This was the last possible tight fit game for the Hurricanes. After this, they should just walk right into an undefeated season. And then you're right, the bowl game will tell whether or not they should be number 1.
Seelig will be kicking off, and Tinsley will be the deep man for Pitt. And the Panthers really have just self-destructed.
Every touchdown is a result of a Pittsburgh error. Offensively and defensively, especially the defense, have played fairly well, but they've had to break down in a bad situation.
Onside kick. Ball rolling around. Bubba McDowell covers it, and Miami's got the ball. Do I see a flag? The officials have called a huddle.
Well, let's take another look if we can, because it may have been touched before it went to 10 yards.
Might have. I heard something whack. The glare is so severe off the field with all the rain and where the lights are, it's hard to see.
Touching by the kicking team prior to it going 10 yards. First down.
So it's Pitt's ball.
Here it is again. Now it has to go 10 yards. Once it goes 10 yards, it's a free ball, but you can't touch it before the 10. Tough angle to see, but there's the touch right there. It has to cross that line. Yep. See, now it's across. Now it's 10 yards, and there's the recovery, but it was touched.
So Miami trying to surprise Pitt and really get a door slammer. Makes a mistake, and the Panthers profit from it and get the ball first down at the Miami 43, and Joe Politsky is in there at quarterback. Hands the ball to Craig Hayward, who has had a big, big day, and he goes for 3 to the 40-yard line. What do you think about that onside kick at this point in the game?
Oh, I don't like it. I don't like it a bit. You're beating a team 27-3. You're in total control. There's 3 minutes left in the third quarter.
One of those things the coaches tuck away, isn't it?
Well, I tell you what, if I'm playing for Pitt, that's really, if I wasn't angry already and embarrassed, this would even get me more. You'll see Mariscal, number 55, right there, touch the ball. That you can't really tell, but the other angle we saw it, he did touch it, and then it went to 10.
Hayward now, 28 carries for 171 yards. Second down and 7. This is Hayward again, working his way in the middle and shakes off 2 tacklers, still going. What a day he's having. Gates Brown was in the locker room yesterday and talked to this Panther football team. Of course, many of you know the story of Gates Brown. Was in prison, came out of prison, signed a baseball contract, became a star with the Detroit Tigers. And he sat there with those young people yesterday and told them a few facts of life, particularly about the old adage of playing 60 minutes.
And that will really sink into the head of Craig Hayward. Hayward missed the 1985 season for disciplinary reasons. His reputation had been tarnished off the field. He got in a fight, assault charge, still being sued. But Mike Gottfried, who stresses discipline, apparently has straightened him out. At least he has him under control. We talked to him. He is a fine youngster. He's trying hard in school. He's just a delight to be around right now.
Yep. And is having one of the big days of his career. The biggest day. As you saw, it was a first down. 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go. And the rain now is raining. It's raining. Everything's wet. 33-yard line of Miami. First down, Panthers. Politsky gives it to Hayward again and takes a little hop in there. It looked like he could get nothing out of it. Winds up with 3 yards. George Myra wrestling him down.
There is a very bad glare, isn't there, from the lights on the rain?
From where I'm sitting, there's one spot out there I can't see a thing.
Let us tell you that this stadium does not have lights. University of Pittsburgh rented these lights for this game.
Ball is on about the 30. Second down, 7. Politsky gets his pass away. Intercepted. Thrown very hard right past a receiver, and Benny Blades, playing center field. The free safety for Miami comes away with it, and that's 6 turnovers now by Pittsburgh.
Well, Benny Blades, the best performer in a solid Miami secondary, picked off 6 passes in the first 7 games. Add another one to that stat. He's been hampered by injuries, but this ball is just overthrown. Blades, who's playing deep in his zone coverage, comes in and just reads the overthrow and picks it off.
And there's a penalty that's going to take away yardage, if not the interception.
See that? There's the clip.
Yep. So Miami will be backed up, but will still possess the ball.
During the run back, we had a clip, half the distance to the goal, first down.
The clip was on George Myra, number 45.
Pittsburgh's 4 possessions in the second half have resulted in 4 Miami interceptions.
Which emphasizes the loss of John Congemi.
Yep. Warren Williams. And tiptoeing around the corner, splashes out of bounds, and I think that's the 20-yard line or thereabouts, because that's the area where I just literally can't see it.
John Congemi, in the national statistics, is ahead of Vinny Testaverde in total offense. He was having a tremendous season, and the players really believed they could beat Miami with Congemi in the lineup. Obviously, it didn't happen because he has the cracked vertebrae.
Gain of 9 by Williams. Second down, 1. Give it back to Warren, and he'll have the first down as he struggles to about the 24. He's a junior from Fort Myers, and that's what we were talking about on Pittsburgh possessions in the second half.
See, but the run and shoot offense, which is so much read and so much throw, takes a lot of repetitions. Obviously, you have to get out, you have to read quickly, you have to throw for rhythm. And these quarterbacks, Janilla and Politsky, really did not get the repetitions in practice because Congemi was the starter.
I'll tell you one thing, though, Tim. We saw Miami, you and I did, beat Oklahoma a year ago. That's Pittman coming off the field, shaken up on the play. Darrell Woods, number 9, outside linebacker. First down. Get back to that point in a moment. Ball is given to Darrell Oliver into the ball game. And Oliver, with a nice dry shirt from Palatka, Florida, rolls around in the water as Tony Saragusa brings him down. We saw Miami beat Oklahoma primarily with a pass a year ago out in Norman. Running game didn't produce a whole lot. Down at Miami this year, they beat Oklahoma again. A team that physically and personnel-wise can match up with almost anybody. Running game wasn't terribly obvious again. I have yet to see Miami's running game be particularly damaging to another quality team, a team that can stand up to them physically. Testaverde throws out the Perriman, shakes a man, and takes off for a first down for the Hurricanes up around the 48-yard line. And today, on 23 carries, Miami is what, -4 yards on the ground. So that's not a balanced offense that you're looking at.
No, it's not. And this defense for Pittsburgh is not bad. You know, we knew they had talent coming in. We said early in the season with Kangemi they had a shot at upsetting Miami. It is ranked 6th in the nation defensively. And when I talked to the Maryland coaches this past week, because Maryland opened against Pitt, they think Pitt has the best talent they've played until today when Maryland played Penn State.
Darrell Oliver, 195-pound senior, whacks in there for a couple of yards as we come to the end of the third quarter. So we've got 1 to go, and Miami has it in hand. The two head coaches as we go to the final period of play, with Miami leading 27-3 and owning the football second down rather, at midfield, 2nd down and 8. Now they will have the wind at their back. Mel Bratton is in the backfield along with Darrell Oliver. Manny Testaverde has gone all the way. He's back to throw. Throws it underneath. Pass caught by Alfredo Roberts. And Roberts is down to the Pitt 40. That's a first down. And the Pitt defensive team has been on the field virtually the entire second half of play, and there's a penalty flag. And there's a Pitt man down back upfield.
The injured player, I think, is Quentin Jones, number 7, back from the 30. He has cramps. The one up that they're attending to there, I can't tell who that is, but it's Alfredo Roberts, the tight end that made the catch, has changed this offense somewhat, because last year, when Miami ran the ball, they ran quite often to the split end side, because Smith, the tight end last year, was really a wide receiver playing tight end. But Alfredo Roberts has developed into a pretty good blocker, and although the running game is not going today, when they do run now, they run a lot to the tight end side. There's Jones attending to his cramps. It's out fairly evenly when you take the run away from Miami and the pass away from Pitt. But the big story today, of course, in the blue or the aqua, is in the right-hand column down in the lower portion, 6 turnovers for Pittsburgh. And those 6 turnovers resulted in points, 27 points. -2 yards rushing for Miami. That's really hard to believe.
I think that's revealing. Then they're undefeated. There you have it.
That's right. What does it reveal?
Ranked number 1. And the big team that played them, they thrashed them roundly. Oklahoma. On 2nd down, Bratton carries the ball, and they nail him down short of the line of scrimmage as Steve Apke has penetration, and Sebastian Ibis having a little fun in the rain. Or Ibis, if you like.
Watching the linebacker play of Apke. Apke's the leading tackler for Pittsburgh. See, he reacted quickly, no false steps, came up, read the run right through the back, and made a nice tackle.
Now it's 3rd down and about a half a mile as Testaverde drops and throws long, and it is caught by Brian Blades, and Blades is going to have a first down. Nope, not quite. Not quite. He was trying to get to the marker, but his momentum carries him out about 3 yards short.
Testaverde again looks to the left, checks off that receiver, finally goes back to the right side. Blades is wide open against the zone. See him split the zone there between number 10 and number 1. Made the catch, and his momentum did carry him out of bounds, but he just split the seam, and Miami will have to punt.
4th and 3. They will kick it away as Jeff Fagles is in to punt for the 5th time in the ball game. Handles the wet ball all right and nails it. And it hits the wet spot and takes a Miami bounce, comes right straight up in the air, and the Hurricanes will kill it deep. Pittsburgh backed up, trailing 27-3, will have the ball first down at their own 8.
For the Rose Bowl may have stalled today. Stanford leading 28-23, has the ball, less than 2 minutes to go. UCLA loses. That means that Arizona State can clinch the Rose Bowl berth and become the first Arizona team to go to the Rose Bowl if they beat beleaguered Cal and lame duck Joe Cap tonight. Keith?
All right, Jim, thanks very much. Sal Janilla back in the lineup at quarterback, replacing Politsky, who replaced Janilla. From the 8-yard line, gives it to Craig Hayward, and he pops out of there. Look at him drive it. First down, Panthers, up around the 25-yard line. Guess who the Pitt MVP is going to be today, huh?
He's got my vote.
Put $1,000 in the General Scholarship Fund.
I'll tell you the thing that impresses me is the yardage he gets after he's hit. I mean, this has been the story of the day. We've said 5, 6, maybe 7 times that he's 260 pounds, but he also has good speed, good feet. Now look at this. He's got a guy hanging on his back, 2 guys, 3 guys, and he still takes him an extra 7 yards.
Put it on the 24. First down for the Panthers. Broken play. And Janela is thrown down just about the line of scrimmage. Here's Al Trotwood.
Keith, you know, we find something new and sometimes old or certainly different in all the stadiums we visit. At Pitt Stadium, certainly one of these. Here's the entrance from the field. You can see you come down here, and you can see that Pitt Stadium has been carved literally out of the side of a mountain. Under these hills, coals, of course. Now, why am I holding a basketball, and why am I here? Because through those doors is a great piece of Pittsburgh basketball history. We'll take you in there in a moment.
All right, second down and 10 from the 24 as Pitt had a broken play. Janela missed the handoff apparently and was trapped. Want to put it up. Miami's coming, and they get him. Back on about the 16. Randy Shannon with the sack.
Keith, the great teams get stronger in the fourth quarter. That's when they win ball games. Pittsburgh has outscored its opponent in every quarter but the fourth. And in the fourth, they've given up twice as many points as they've scored. So they evidently get weaker as the game goes on. It's a concern of Mike Gottfried. We talked at great length about it this week. He wants his team to get stronger, but they have not been strong in the fourth quarter, and it only bodes, well, it's a bad situation right now, trailing 27-3 and knowing that you're in your weakest quarter.
And it's third down and 18. They go to the run. Hayward. And a couple of yards, maybe one for Craig. And now Pitt will have to punt into the wind. So Miami should come out of this with pretty good field position. John Rask, freshman, will do the punting. 47, 43, and 39 on his 3 previous kicks today. David Kintai standing just over midfield. Bad kick by Rask, but it does take a Pitt roll and will get marked out at the 45-yard line on the Pitt side. Here again is Al.
Well, Keith, you know, in terms of the football team, they look fondly back on '76 and the Dorset National Championship. In this room, they look back on a coach by the name of Doc Carlson and 2 national championships that the Pittsburgh basketball team won here. Well, they used to pack hundreds of people in here back in the years 1927 to 1955, but then they got a new facility, and they don't use this room anymore. But it certainly has a lot of memories for a lot of people who wore the Pitt colors and won national championships here. And I've just lost the touch, but I was fouled on the play. Back to you.
J.C. Penney in the backfield for Miami is headed for the end zone and caught and dragged down. Just inside the 20, they'll mark him down around the 17. Darrell Woods finally shirt-tailed him and brought him down.
J.C. Penney showed some of the speed that he has. He is ranked 11th in the nation in kickoff returns. He averages 28 yards a return. Now he's being used as a running back here, and he just explodes. J.C. Penney, look at him, get that kick-out block, take it inside, break the tackle, and then he almost scored, but he was pulled down from behind.
Here the Miami depth beginning to show up too. Fresh people into the ball game against the tired defense. All near the 16 of Pitt. Testaverde throwing. Down. Back around the 21-yard line, and Tony Woods finally got his hands on him and wrestled him down. So that's a loss of about 5. As you saw a moment ago, Penn State at Notre Dame next week. Irish, big scoring day today. Lions won by 2. Texas A&M and Arkansas was beaten today by Baylor. So the Hogs will be trying to rise up and strike down A&M next week in Little Rock. A couple of interesting ball games next week. Second down and about 16. Carrying is J.C. Penney. He's a junior from Youngstown, Ohio. And he gets somewhere around the 20-yard line.
J.C. Penney. He's cataloged some pretty good statistics, too. You know, it's hard to believe that Vinny Testaverde in high school ran a veer option type offense. Then he went to Fork Union Military Academy in Virginia, where they had a passing offense, and that's where he got his scholarship offers, got his grades up, and boy, the rest is history.
9:45 to play in the ball game. Third down at about 15. Into the end zone, Blades, touchdown, Miami. Brian Blades just ran away from Michael Hadley and was wide open.
They've used that pass pattern to score 3 of their touchdowns. It's just a basic post pattern. Again, he's working against the zone, and he just split the seams. Testaverde reads him right from the beginning. Never did look off his receiver. Didn't have to. He saw him break into the clear, and he hit him.
Greg Cox, extra point, and it's good. At 9:38 to go in the ball game. 34-3.
This is what it looked like from the backfield. You see where he's looking to the right side, never came off his receiver. There's the post pattern. Just split the seam. And I don't know what happened to the cornerback on that side. But he was late.
The last #1 ranked team to play in Pitt Stadium was the 1977 national champion Fighting Irish of Notre Dame.
Two final scores. Stanford did knock off UCLA. Arizona State can clinch the Rose Bowl host berth with a win over Cal tonight. And in one of the shockers of the season, 2-6 Illinois beat 6-2 Iowa. Now that will snuff out the Iowa to the Cotton Bowl speculation and greatly improves the chances of the Oklahoma-Nebraska loser to go to a major bowl on New Year's Day. All yours, Keith. Mike White was carried off the field.
I'll bet. My goodness. Well, Mike's another one of those guys, though, that he'll win a game somewhere along the season when he's not expected to. He too, has done that throughout his career. Good coach. Mark Seelig will kick off now for Miami, and Keith Tinsley is back for Pitt in a 34-3 game. The issue has been pretty much resolved here by the #1 team in the country, Miami. Tinsley has his eye on it at the 3. And Keith comes back to the 26. And comes up hobbling. Here's Al.
Keith, you're looking at the bloody teeth of the Pitt Panther. Of course, they haven't taken a bite out of much today. If you're like me, you think this Pitt Panther looks suspiciously like the Nittany Lion, but you're not like that at all, are you? Well, there is one way to tell the difference between the Nittany Lion and the Pitt Panther. It's the shorts.
Thank you.
Sal Janella is in there at quarterback as the Panthers come up now, just short of their own 26, and he's back to throw. Has some time, gets it away, it's intercepted. Not picked off, absolutely thrown right to Tolbert Bain. So that's 7 turnovers for Pitt.
It's poor passing, too. It's nothing difficult. They're not playing anything specific other than a 2-deep zone. You see the linebackers already dropping back into their zone. They're playing a game up front, little crossover there to put pressure on Janella. But Janella just throws it poorly. See the coverage? There's 2 men there. And Tolbert Bain just steps in and makes the interception.
In this half, the second half, Pitt has 5 interceptions and a punt. And Jeff Torretta now is in at quarterback for Miami. Testaverde is probably through for the day. Torretta is a senior from Pinole, California. Puts it up and off the fingers of J.C. Penney. Just missed having another touchdown right there. Torretta not getting to play a whole lot, but there are a lot of people who think this is a fine quarterback in the making right here. Let's pause 5 seconds so our stations along the way can tell you who they are.
Channel 10, WPLG, Miami, Fort Lauderdale.
Testaverde leaves the ball game 17 out of 26, 291 yards, 4 touchdowns, intercepted 1 time. Second down and 10 for the Hurricanes. Give it to J.C. Penney, and he'll move it from about the 31 close to the 28 for 3 yards. Take a look at the second half possessions now, in case you just walked in and sat down, and this will pretty much tell you what's been going on. You see Pitt, 5 interceptions and a punt in the second half. Miami's missed field goal was blocked by Osupski. Third down and 7 for the Canes. Toretta runs away from the pressure of Tony Woods, takes off down the sidelines, and will be short of his first down, but saved his body as he got onto the running track.
Jeff Toretta is a senior quarterback, 5th-year senior, 6'2", 205 pounds. Came to the University of Miami. He transferred to the school. And you're right, he is a talented quarterback, but what a way to play your college football, knowing you could probably start somewhere else and you're playing behind a Vinny Testaverde.
Because of this man, who seemingly has a lock on the Heisman Trophy. Miami will try a field goal now. Kintai will hold it. 34-yard line, 44-yard try by Greg Cox. Wind at his back. And he got it. At 8:31 to go in the ball game. It's now Miami 37 and Pitt 3. Well, as we noted earlier, only Tulsa and East Carolina remain for these Miami Hurricanes, who are going to win this ball game and continue undefeated and continue surely as the top-ranked team in the country. And the contest is beginning to build now as to where and to whom they will play. Of course, the speculation continues that if Miami and Penn State are both undefeated, then
I got my pipe.
it's pretty much, I guess, up to the Fiesta and the Citrus to get into the bidding war for the ball game. Fiesta being in Arizona and the Citrus being in Orlando, Florida.
And both bowls have made it known that they are trying to raise the pot, make it interesting, and worth the while of both teams to attend their bowl.
In case you don't know why, I'll tell you in just a minute why it has to be those two. It doesn't have to be those two, but they're the likely one. This is Tinsley from the 1-yard line. Oh, the coverage closes in a hurry, and he does not get back to the 20. But the Southeastern Conference champion goes to the Sugar. The Big 8 champion goes to the Orange. The Pac-10 and Big 10 play in the Rose, and the Southwest Conference champion plays in the Cotton. So that takes care of the 4 big bowls because they have conference champion commitments there. Gator Bowl indicated at one time they might want to get into the bidding act, and they still might. They simply haven't made much noise about it.
But it comes back down to debate because Michigan is still undefeated and will certainly claim a part of that national championship, the mythical national championship.
The ball is at the 17 of Pittsburgh, and Sal Zanilla is back in there again at quarterback, handing to Craig Hayward, who has gone over 200 yards today for the Pitt Panthers. You know, the last man to run, he's got 204 yards now. The last man to go for more than 200 yards against Miami was Tony Dorsett. 227 Tony had on 35 attempts back in 1976. Game here, Tony had 3 touchdowns in that ball game. That, of course, being Pitt's championship year. They beat Georgia 27-3. There's the final that Jim gave you a while ago. Stanford upsetting UCLA, and that puts Arizona State in the catbird seat in the Pac-10. Up the middle goes Hayward, breaks it to the outside. And Craig has a first down for the Panthers up around the 38-yard line. Benny Blades brought him down. Arizona State is playing Cal tonight at Tempe. Arizona is waiting down the road, however, for Arizona State. In fact, Arizona beat them last year and knocked them out of the Rose Bowl.
A lot of the Bowl scouts are here for this game, and last night I was talking to a few from the Orange Bowl, and I told them that I believe there should be a national championship, a playoff system. They didn't like it. Of course not.
Hayward is out for a breather. Brown is the lone back for Pitt on first down. Brown has it. Penalty flag flies into the stack. as Tom picks up a couple of yards. So let's see about the penalty. That normally will mean a holding call against the offense because it comes out of the umpire's pocket. Here's the referee. It's holding Pitt. Here's Al.
Keith, it's amazing. You hang out with the bands on the sidelines. You learn to play instruments. Watch this. I can even toot up on the trumpet. Here you go. Thank you very much. Back to you.
Did he really do that?
I don't think so. I think you're putting us on.
Oh, what a piece of work.
Offense.
Jim Garvey, today's referee.
First down.
First and markers on the 30-yard line. I think that's the 30 as I look through the glare. They've got to come up to the 48, so they need 18 yards. Hayward back in, goes in motion. Janela to throw it. Passes away, and it's caught. Lo and behold, they got a pass completion. Michael Stewart made the grab.
And a big round of applause from the fans here, too. Michael Stewart on the post pattern, and this time Janela drilled it. Threw it a little bit behind him. But again, he threw into coverage. This time he just put it out there, though, and Stewart made the catch.
Stewart, 6'4", 200, out of Norwalk, Ohio. Big target. First time Michael has seen the ball today. First down, Panthers, Miami 45. Hayward. First man hit him, slowed him up, and then Bernard Clark got a little help and rode him down. He's now got 224 yards, the Pitt record held by Tony Dorsett at 303. That was against Notre Dame in 1975. If I remember, that was the day that they had the Dorsett cut on the grass at Notre Dame. Dropped the golf ball in it and disappeared. Dorsett comes out and goes for 300 yards.
You know who we haven't seen today is Gladman.
Nope, won't either.
Hasn't played at all.
Unless he changes his ways a tad. Second down and 7. Janela almost has that one picked off. He had a Miami man hanging on to him when he threw the ball, and Dan Stubbs had a hold of him and almost had that ball picked off by Bernard Clark. Well, Miami is winning comfortably. Penn State won by 2. Michigan beat Purdue. Oklahoma routed Missouri. California and Arizona State are tonight. LSU, Alabama tonight. Nebraska came from behind to beat Iowa State. A&M is idle. Play Arkansas next week. Auburn won big over Cincinnati, or is winning big, and Arkansas was upset by Baylor at Waco. Third down and 7. Janela going underneath, throws behind Billy Osborne, and Bill can't pull it in on this wet day.
We were talking about Charles Gladman. You said unless he changed his ways, he has been very inconsistent this year. His attitude has been questionable. I watched him practice yesterday. He was quiet. He stood behind everybody else in the background with his hands in his sweats and just didn't seem interested.
Doug Hetzler has now come into the ball game for Pitt, showing up for the first time today, a freshman out of Pittsburgh, 190-pounder. It's 4th down and 7. Janela underneath as the man Stewart comes back to the ball, and Michael Stewart takes it down to the Miami 22 and has a Pitt first down.
Stewart emerged into a legitimate wide receiver at fall camp a year ago. All of a sudden, his routes have improved, his concentration's better. Consequently, his production is up, way up. He finished last season with 13 catches. He has 19 this year. Make that 20 on this one. He has real good spring in his legs. He's big. He covers a lot of ground. He has good hands.
Yeah, he's that good. Should be an All-American.
Just his asset.
Got to put them all together yet. He's got another year. He's a junior. This is Hayward bouncing outside. Once he gets his momentum, he makes you pay. And he hammers this ball for about 7 yards to the 15. Cleveland and Miami. Tough season for the Dolphins this year. The Browns, however, behind a former University of Miami quarterback, Bernie Kosar, having a pretty good year. But it's you get out in the middle of the season and you worry about teams like a Miami that's had a hard time of it. You know that Marino and company is coming in, and of course played here at Pitt. Quarterback of All-America proportions. Second down and 4. This time there's nothing there for Craig Hayward.
Well, Mike
wrestled down at the line of scrimmage.
Mike Godfrey will have to go back now and help rebuild some of the confidence in these players, but he's a people person, has been all his life. He has a little friend on this team called Speck, who is the assistant manager, equipment manager. Now that man right there, that's Speck. He represents friendship and loyalty. His real name is Rich Ellison. He's not even 5 feet tall, weighs 100 pounds. Mike Godfrey met him when he was at Murray State. Found out Speck had no place to live, so he cleaned out the dressing room in the officials' quarters of the stadium, put a bed in there, and he's carried him with him everywhere he's gone and gave him a job.
3rd and 4. Hayward runs it right up the middle, breaks loose. Touchdown. No, not quite. Thought for a minute he'd slide around the corner. Did they give it to him?
Yes, sir.
Yes, they did. I cannot see that corner of the field because of the glare from the light.
He deserves it. Nobody has worked harder for a touchdown this year than that man, Craig Ironhead Hayward. 245 yards rushing today. This time, he breaks to the outside, and I'm telling you, once he hits that corner, he sees the end zone, and he just carries a man in with him. You know, I think Benny Blades just wanted a ride. He just jumped on his back and said, Hayward, if you're going in, I'm going with you.
The kick is up and good by Jeff Van Horn. And at 3 minutes and 37 seconds to play in the ball game, it's now 37-10, Miami. 45 yards. He has literally been all of the Pitt offense.
He was everything in high school. He's one of the top 3 backs in the country in 1984. His high school team won 39 of 41 games and took 3 straight titles. He came to Pitt. He was the leading rusher on the team his freshman year, sat out his sophomore year, came back. He's the leading rusher again.
Onside kick tried by the Panthers. Ball squirts loose, goes out of bounds, and Miami will have an option here. They'll take the ball. No time running off the clock there. 3:37 to go. And the Hurricanes are going to possess the ball at about their 47-yard line. Pitt will have Rutgers and then a trip across to the middle of the state to play Penn State. November 22, that'll wind up their season. They'll be 4-4-1 coming off this ball game. Jeff Toretta hands the ball to Cleveland Gary. And Gary coming around the corner. There's a penalty flag as he sails through the air. Cleveland Gary was unhappy at the University of Georgia after playing there as a freshman. Transferred from Athens down to Miami. Miami's holding. He's 6'2", 215, good speed, comes from Indiantown, Florida, and was a highly sought-after running back coming out of high school. This morning the sun was out. It got as warm as 70 degrees, but since about the end of the first quarter, the weather has just steadily grown worse, and it's raining very hard right now.
Still rather balmy, though.
Penalized from the spotted foul. Repeat first down.
Not like last week. We got to the stadium in Lawrence, Kansas. It was 51 degrees. Time we kicked off, it was 34.
And I didn't take a top coat. So this week I bring a cashmere top coat, sweaters, long johns, and it's in the 60s.
Penalty brings the ball back to the 45, and the ball is loose, and Miami, I think, will keep possession of it just inside the 45. So that'll bring up about 13 yards needed for the first down. J.C. Penny covering it. Inside 3 minutes to go in the ball game now. Second down and 13. pursuits on now and gets his pass away, and it is caught by David Kintai, a senior from Satellite Beach. He goes way up in the air to pull it down, short of the first down. Out of bounds. No pass, no catch.
Toretta had some zip on the ball, though. Toretta started out at Diablo Valley Community College, then went over to Cal Berkeley, and eventually transferred over to Miami. He's a fifth-year senior.
Well, he, like Sal Janella, going to a place where he knew the coaching philosophy was throw the ball. That's why Janella came to Pitt from San Mateo, California. Third down is still about 13. That's incomplete. Kintai taking a lick from Michael Hadley just as the ball arrived and couldn't pull it in. Next Saturday, for some of you, Texas A&M and Arkansas at Little Rock. Big ball game for the Aggies. They can pretty well lock down the Southwest Conference Championship, I guess, with a win there. Hut. Down to Terrell Austin, and fair catch is called right around the 20-yard line. 2:18 to go in the ball game, a 35-yard punt by Jeff Beagle. The most valuable players today is Andy Testaverde for Miami and Craig Hayward for Pittsburgh. 38 carries by Hayward for 245 yards. Testaverde 17 of 26, 291, 4 touchdowns. Each university receiving $1,000 for the General Scholarship Fund from Chevrolet, the MVP award. Janella drops the ball, picks it up, drops it again, and finally gets a handle on it and keeps it. That old hog is getting slick.
Well, it's wet down there. It's been raining. And right now, I think frustrations are taking over, too. Janella, of course, has had a very tough afternoon. You can see the rain is coming down steadily, has been since early on in the day. Well, early on in the game, you were right. The sun was out this morning. We thought it'd be a gorgeous day.
The Illinois win over Iowa, I suppose, would go down as the big stunner of the day among the Division 1A teams. Janella still having trouble holding on to the ball. Brown covers it for Pitt. And it's going to be a loss of a yard. It'll be 3rd down and 9 coming up. But I'll tell you, there was a ball game out on the West Coast that rattled some timber. Stanford beating UCLA in the Rose Bowl.
Which changes the picture, of course, in the Pac-10, as Jim Lampley alluded to earlier.
Well, it gives John Cooper's Arizona State Sun Devils a chance to pretty much walk on with a win over Cal.
Penn State didn't have an easy day either.
No, they didn't. But Jack Elway's got that Stanford program coming back. John Fay obviously having a pretty good day, but the Stanford defensive people are playing well, and there's a ball loose again. And again, Janella can't come away clean with it on the snap. So they must have run out of dry ball. But Brad Muster is an outstanding football player for the Stanford Cardinals. Really outstanding. But the defense playing very well, and they held when they had to.
Penn State beat Maryland 17-15. Maryland went for two-point conversion. The last 2 touchdowns it scored and failed on both.
Fourth down for Pitt. Serves no real great purpose here to do anything but punt, but they're not going to. They're going to try to go for the yardage. Give it to Hayward. And trying for the first down. He's going to come up just short by about a yard, and we get a little rambunctious activity, and that's 39 carries now for Craig Hayward, and that is a new Pitt record for the number of carries in a ball game as the clock expires, and the Miami Hurricanes have defeated the Pitt Panthers by a score of 37-10. A convincing performance by the top-rated team in the country, and they will surely stay in that position.